Well, it was something that really galvanized my attention. I was watching it for days. They brought thousands of troops in to the airport to prevent him from returning and landing. He hung out on the Nicaraguan border, and he was coming in. Eventually snuck in. He's still probably at the Brazilian embassy.
He still is in the Brazilian embassy, even as we speak, is being, to some degree, he's in sanctuary there, but he's being held prisoner in the Brazilian consulate. The Honduran coup will not allow him to leave the embassy, and even though Mexico gave an invitation for him to come to Mexico, the Michelete, the current de facto president of Honduras, has said they will not let Zelaya leave unless he renounces the presidency and goes into formal exile.
President Obama basically came out against the coup. For a while, it looked like the U.S. was really making a new move in Latin America. People were pretty excited. And then, all of a sudden, Clinton is down there. There's talk about Clinton being tied to the U.S. ambassador, who was, I guess, the ambassador even under Bush. So I'd be interested in knowing what you think Clinton's role in this is, but I also would kind of like to know your thoughts on why you think the U.S. turned on this and ended up stalling until it was really too late to do something else, and they supported the new election. And is it the State Department? Is it Clinton? Is it Obama himself? Or is it the Southern Command and the power of the military? Why is it that the U.S. First looked so good and then became so reactionary, and what do you think will be the lasting impact of that?
Well, I think at this point it is the incredible tragedy, the betrayal of Latin America by the Obama administration, that all of the hopes of the election of Obama by all throughout Latin America have been betrayed. And this betrayal is being felt in all across Latin America. And what we see is the continuation of the imperial policy towards Latin America. Despite any rhetoric, we see that the role of the U.S. is being determined by our military, by the Pentagon, that our strategy in Latin America is one of militarization. Not only are we supporting the military coup in Honduras, but we're setting up 7 new military bases in Colombia. For the first time since the Second World War, we have a permanent war fleet in the Caribbean. These are not the change in policy to be a good neighbor. This is a continuation of military dominance and to project our military force into Latin America to protect corporate interests. Now, why? I think what we have also a number of contradictions in the U.S. Administration, which Honduras shows. First, I think that Barack Obama, his initial intent that the coup is wrong and to condemn the coup is what he personally believes.
Let's hope so.
Well, I think so.
Yeah,
I think it really, that a military coup, I think he condemned it because he believes that a military coup is wrong. But we see in the ambiguity and the inability to use the tools that the U.S. government had to end the coup, to reinstall democracy, we did not use. And so we did only the minimal that we could to appear to be trying to play a neutral role, which is where we are 70% of the economy in Honduras depends on trade with the United States. The oligarchy and their families with their bank accounts in the United States, with their visas to travel to the United States, there are many, many levers the United States had. And if the United States wanted to end the coup, they could have done so in 48 hours from the minute it happened. In fact, the Honduran Air Force, which abducted the president, flew the president to the U.S. Air Base, Pamarola, on his way to Costa Rica. We have 500 combat troops permanently stationed at Pamarola. We could have ended the coup immediately, and we can get into the conversations between the plotters of the coup and the U.S. Embassy before the coup d'etat. But so we have Obama, I think, personally denouncing the coup, originally reflecting his own opinions. But the military, the Southern Command, our one solid military base in Central America is in Honduras, Palmarola. And that's the only place we have combat troops stationed in Central America. It is our military beachhead to project our power into the Central America region. The same way that we're expanding our bases in Colombia, the need to have a military presence. So, and also we see an interesting phenomenon as the right-wing, ultra-right in the United States and the Republican Party support the coup through the National Republican Foundation. They supported the coup plotters in Venezuela. They've supported the attempt in Bolivia to undermine Evo Morales. This is money, State Department money going through the Republican Party. In Honduras, when these members of these ultra-right-wing members under the leadership of the senator from Carolina,
Jim DeMint, I think.
DeMint, that was DeMint, wanted to go down and publicly support the coup. The State Department...
Kerry told him he had to fly on his own dime.
Exactly. But what happened?
And they backed off.
No.
Oh, they didn't.
The Pentagon paid the bill. So the Pentagon completely disregarding Kerry and the State Department pays for these folks to go down. And so I think it shows that there are some divisions in the administration, and the role of the Pentagon, whether or not be enforcing Obama's hand in Afghanistan or forcing Obama's hand in Honduras, that the question of is there any civilian control over our military, I think is a real question in terms of our own democracy and our own future. But this question of the Southern Command and the Pentagon driving our relationship with Latin America, regardless of the best intentions of Obama. On the other hand, Obama has systematically brought into the State Department old Clintonites. This is Clinton 3. This is the Clinton 3 administration. And these people have supported the coup in Haiti. They brought us NAFTA. They tried to impose free trade agreements. These are the same people that have supported the oligarchy in Honduras all along. So in this sense, you have in the State Department a continuation of the same policy of Reagan, Bush 1, Clinton 1, Clinton 2, Bush 2. It's the continuation of the same policy, and Obama has colluded by naming the same people.